Hello friends, happy Easter. I thought I would come on today. I am just experimenting here with a couple of new things I got. And I saw somebody else playing with wax and I thought that looks like fun. So I had to buy me some wax and this little tool that I found on Amazon. And the wax that I'm using, I pulled the package out here to show you, is this beeswax. Now the one I'm using right now is sort of the natural looking beeswax, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And then I also got a package in the white beeswax. And did I say I got this also on Amazon? It comes in this package and it's all vacuum sealed. And if you ever get like egg flour soup or something from a Chinese restaurant, they usually come in these big plastic containers like this, and it perfectly held that pound package. This is the white beeswax, and this is the natural or yellow. So yeah, if you keep those containers, I always keep those containers. They work perfect for things, even if it's just storing stuff for your freezer in. Okay, so I've got tea bags. This is what I'm playing with. I have saved a gazillion tea bags. I've got them in this little container, which needs to change because they are so crammed in here. If you can see, I've got so many tea bags that I've saved, and some of them are the small regular tea bags, and some are like the iced tea, the bigger tea bags. This is a smaller one. And so yeah, I need to find a different container to put those in. I have had this in my stash for quite a while, and I do believe that I got this also on Amazon. It says Whaling Vintage Scrapbook Paper, Mini Antique Decorative Paper, Retro Journaling Paper. It just goes on and on. Anyway, so it's just this little book, and it's full of all kinds of vellum designs. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff. I pulled out two. I pulled out these two here. I have trimmed this one down maybe, I don't even know if it was 1/8 of an inch to slide it in here, because for me, I like to have a design when I'm doing anything with tea bags on both sides, because I cut the bottom of the tea bag and take the tea out. And so I usually cut the bottom of the bag and it leaves sort of a torn edge, which I love. But you can totally take your tea bag apart. You don't have to cut the bottom open. You can take the staple out and take the tea out that way, I believe. This is just what I've done with all the tea bags that I've saved. I've got my little tool here heating up. It goes up super, super hot. I've got it on 200 degrees or around that. No, not quite, sorry. Okay, Fahrenheit is the green numbers and Celsius is the black numbers. So yeah, I've got it probably turned up way higher than I need it, even though this setting here is like the lowest settings, and clear up here would be the highest, and it's definitely not necessary to have it on the highest. And I did notice that you can sort of tell when it's gotten hot because this little iron part down here turns a darker color, and you just want to be extremely careful with this thing because you could get burned very easily. with it. So if you play with one of these, just please be super careful. So I am going to try to slide this in here. Let me see if I can get it in or if I need to trim it a little more, but I think I'm going to be able to get it in. And we'll just see what happens here. Okay. So I know you can't see the design, but I'm pretty sure that's going to change once we get the wax on. Wax on, wax off. Okay, so let me trim this one about as much as I trimmed the other one. So just a sliver. And there's some residual tea in this bag that keeps falling out. Which really, if there's little pieces of tea in there, that doesn't bug me at all. I kind of like it actually. Okay, let's get in there now. Don't be stubborn. It's because there's wrinkles in that tea bag paper, so the corners want to get hung up on it. Now you could totally pull the back seam apart and make it easier on yourself. Okay, let's see. I want to slide this up just a touch more. I kind of like to try and make the front and back even with each other. And that looks pretty good right there. So I am just going to go right down the seam here because I am using vellum and I don't want the glue to show, and I don't know if it would show, but just in case, because of those being vellum. All right. So now all you do is sprinkle some of these pieces of wax on here. I kind of like to just have individual little pieces. I've only tried this one other time, so, and I wasn't using vellum, so I have no idea how this is going to turn out. We will find out together. And I'm getting plenty of wax on here, that's for sure. I know I don't need this much. So I think I will take a couple little pieces off. Okay, let's see how this turns out. And I know the head of my tool here has, nope, that's too hot to touch. Okay, hopefully the head won't fall off. All right, I tried to get the Clover brand because I know that it's probably made better than this less expensive one, but I couldn't find one available. I had one in my cart and it, by the time I went to purchase it, it was not available. Okay. And you can just move the little iron around and you can see where the wax is getting on everything. And you can also see the design is appearing, so that's fun. Now you can do this. I've done this same thing using matte medium, collage medium, whatever. But I just thought for something different, and there's other things I will be using this technique with besides like on this. But yeah, you don't have to just do it with wax, but you know, that's what's making it sort of fun. Okay, so there is that, and once I get done with the other side, well, here I can hold it up and you can see the design in there. Now let's do this side. I, by the way, have one of those craft sheets under here since I am working with something that's really hot. It's a non-stick craft sheet, and this one is by Ranger. I've had it for quite a while. Okay, so let's put wax on this side. I don't know if you can see, but this tool is smoking. And that is just, I think, the residual wax on there that's doing that. Again, you just need to be super careful, and I would make sure that no pets that would jump up onto your work surface would be anywhere around when you are doing this, and definitely no kiddos. Okay. Some of my little wax pieces are flipping up onto the top of the iron part. Now, if you were going to stick this into, my thought is they'd be really fun as something that you put in a junk journal, or I suppose you could use it as a bookmark, but you wouldn't want to leave it in the heat anywhere where it would then melt the wax and stick your pages together. Okay, let me see. I have paper towel here somewhere that I can maybe just get some of that off of there. You definitely don't want to touch any part of the metal anywhere. Okay. And I don't want that excess wax on the edge, so I'm just gonna kind of wipe that off. So there you can see the flowered side. And let's see how she's looking over here. I might need to take it back over where her face is because it's kind of created a little bit of a... I probably have too much wax on it is what I'm thinking. I need to go less. Less is more, I think, when it comes to this. Okay, we'll see how that dries. I like how the back turned out. That's pretty cool. And I think this one's going to be fine this time. I think it's just almost like a little air pocket in there, maybe. Pretty cool. Okay, so there's that one. Let me show you the first one I did. So I used one of the bigger tea bags, and what I put on the inside of that one is we took a little mini vacay, and I had the opportunity to go into a craft warehouse. and they had these sticker books that I have seen bigger ones of these in on Amazon, but they had all these 6x6 size sticker books. I got this one, and I got the bunches of botanicals, and then I got the ransom notes alphabets. And there's a few other stickers besides the alphabets in here. But okay, so this one has 2,100 stickers, over 500 in this one, over 780 in this one, and that's where I pulled out these. Now I did, and by the way, I don't know if they're all that way in here, but there was no white edges around this, around these stickers, which I was very pleased about. But anyway, I do know you can go on Amazon and get these. They say $12.99 here, and I think that's probably about what I paid for them. And what I did with the stickers, though, before I put them in here, was I stuck them onto some cardstock because they were really, really thin, and being sticky on the back, it was making it difficult to get them into the tea bag. So I just stuck them on cardstock and trimmed around them so I could get them into the tea bag easier. And I mean, this just has a cool feel. It makes it stiff, and you could always go back then and glue some embellishments onto the outside, which I think would be fun. And then I will most likely punch out something different to cover up the tag here on the end. That's typically what I do, and I think it would be really cute to, once you cover this up with decorative paper or what have you, put maybe a button on it or a flower sticker or whatever. Decorate it however you please. Okay, so this is really stiff now, almost feels like chipboard or something. All right, I want to do another one. So maybe I should, how about if I do, let's look in this floral sticker book that I got. I am going to tag this video with Saturn Makes because I didn't do a Saturday morning makes yesterday, but you can do your Saturn Makes any day that you want and upload a video, or you can just do pictures. It's hosted by Jill Norwood, and I will have the link to Jill's channel in the description box below, so be sure to go over and see. She's made some super cute Easter items, as well as what a lot of people have made, and all you do is search that hashtag Saturn Makes. Oh, the birds are cute. Those are a little bit big for the small bags that I've pulled out, though, I think. Ooh, aren't these pretty? So pretty. I wonder if that would fit inside one. Pretty, pretty. I can see that there is a white border around these, but you could always trim that off or go around it and distress it with some ink if you don't like that. I'm just looking for something to put inside here. And I'm getting hung up on how pretty these are. I don't think I've looked at this book yet. Okay, that's cute, but I think it's even a little bit too big. A lot of these would fit in the bigger tea bags. Oh, look at that. That's adorable. How about a That would be pretty. I don't know if I could get it inside there without putting it on something, but I'm gonna try. Okay, let me see what I want for the other side. There's a yellow one. And I'm thinking it might be better to well, let's just try. This is an experiment after all. Let me see if I can get it in here without putting it on cardstock. Well, I got it in there. Okay, let's try this one. I'm just not sure how it'll look backed up to each other when they don't match up front to back, but we'll see. We will see. What I could do, that's an idea. What I could do, I'm trying to see if I can see. What I was thinking is I could put a piece of cardstock right in here between. Let me measure that real quick and just see, because those flowers are so pretty. I'd hate to mess it up. So we need a piece that is about 1.5 inches that way and 2 inches. So 1.5 by 2. I don't know whether to use white. I think I will, since there's white edges around those stickers. I'm just grabbing a piece of cardstock here. So we will go 2 inches and 1.5. And then I could just put it in here. I think I'm going to trim it off just a little bit narrower here. Okay, now then, let me see if I can just get away with doing less. I'm not going to put so much out here all at once, because it does spread around nicely. We'll go with that much for right now. Oh, that's really pretty. Very pretty, I think. Okay. Now there is wax there, so maybe probably what I should do is not, when I flip it over, not lay it on top of that other wax. I'm just going to iron this a little bit before I put the wax on. Wax on. Okay. I got it right back over there in that wax where I wasn't going to put it, but that's all right. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like on the other side. And I don't know what the difference between using the yellow and the white. I'm sure it just adds a little bit of antique-y color, the yellow, as compared to what the white might add. Now my tea bag isn't stained as much up in here, so you're seeing some of that white cardstock a little bit, but that's okay. You can also see a little bit of the white outline of the sticker, so if you didn't like that, you could always ink it up before you slide it in there, maybe. But really, it's not enough that it's bugging me. I think that one turned out really pretty. All right. So there's that one. And this one, it's okay. I'm not that excited about it. I mean, you have to look kind of close to see the design. I like the design on the back better. But again, that was vellum. So that's shows you kind of what it looks like with vellum. Now, I could have put the vellum onto some cardstock, or maybe done the same thing like I did here. Slip a piece of cardstock in between the 2 layers of the bags. And then I think that might have brought the design out a little bit more. But the ones that you can see better are the ones that I did with the stickers. Now I think, especially on the bigger ones, and maybe these too, because there are smaller ones of like the old-fashioned photos, the Tim Holtz ones, or you might have other brands. I think some of those would be really awesome in here and doing this technique with. But again, whatever you decide to put these in, just be aware that that wax could remelt and stick, you know, so they would probably be okay if you stuck them in a pocket, in a little pocket in your journal or whatever. And I think as long as it's not in, you know, direct sunlight or whatever, it should be totally fine. Fun technique. Anyway, I'm going to turn this off. I hope you are having a very nice day, and I'll go now and get this posted, and I will see you on my next video. Take care. Happy crafting. Thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Bye-bye.